Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today for this fitness flow completed with deep releasing stretches. This practice ranges from beginner to intermediate. There will be mostly beginner practices where you can release into your deeper stretches, but for the fitness portion of this practice, there will be some opportunities to modify your postures into more intermediate postures. And like for all yoga practices, please always use your discernment. Always listen to your body. I'm going to go ahead and ring the singing bowl a few times so we can take a few nice deep breaths together before we start. And I hope you enjoy. Find a nice seat, either sitting in thunderbolt onto your heels, or you can sit crossed at the ankles. We're going to take about 5 deep breaths with the singing bowl. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, sitting up nice and tall. First breathing in, bringing shoulders to ears. And exhale, keep that length in your spine, but release your shoulders down. Release your tailbone down towards the mat. Feeling a nice lengthen and expansion in your spine. Another nice deep breath in, all the way into your belly. Feel your belly expand. Exhale, bring your belly all the way towards your spine to release out of your mouth. One more nice deep breath in. And equal exhale. And we want to try and keep that steady breath flow throughout this practice. You can always take a seat in your easy posture or your child's pose. Whenever you need to come back to your breath, anchor your awareness onto your breath, come into the present moment. At any time in this practice. Nice deep breath in. A big exhale. Another nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. Another nice deep breath into your belly, nice long spine. Exhale, release. Again, breathing in. Any thoughts that come to the surface, release upon your exhale. Go ahead and do one more nice deep breath. Just clear out any lingering energies, any lingering thoughts that you don't want to bring into your practice. Exhale to release. Release it all. Let it all go. And then let's go ahead and bring our hands into Anjali Mudra at our heart center. And you can close your eyes, bring your chin to your chest to sit up nice and tall. Setting an intention for this practice. What do you want to cultivate? What do you want to create to bring with you off of your mats today to help you for the rest of your day? Setting the intention for whatever comes intuitively from your heart, not thinking too hard on it, whatever flows into your mind, your body, just whatever flows to you. Taking one more nice deep breath in, equal exhale to let that intention settle into your being. And then we'll go ahead and begin. So we're going to begin. You can keep your pillow or prop that you've sat on if you'd like, just for this first posture. We're going to come into a butterfly variation, a Baddha Konasana variation, but instead we're bringing the soles of our feet together a little bit further ahead. So bringing the soles of our feet together, sitting up nice and tall, staying anchored onto our breath. You can hook onto your ankles or your feet. Take a nice deep breath in to find length. And exhale, keeping that length, lead with your chest towards your mat. And just gauging your comfort level. You can even, if you want to deepen and intensify this stretch a little further, have a deeper release, you can thread your arms underneath your legs and just place them onto the mat. And you want to prioritize keeping that length in your spine as always. So not focusing on bringing your head down, more focusing on keeping your chest moving towards the mat. And taking a few deep breaths here on your own breath. Long, smooth inhale, equal exhales. Softening at the shoulders. Breathing into any spaces in your hips that you may feel tension. Maybe going deeper on your next breath, first finding that length in your spine, and then exhale to sink into the stretch. Just actively releasing any thoughts that come to surface here. And then slowly making your way back up, all the way up to sitting. And then bringing your knees together, we're going to find a reverse table posture. So bringing your feet hips width distance apart, bringing your hands behind you, fingertips facing forward, and keeping them shoulders width distance apart. Round down through your feet, round down through your hands, and slowly raise your waist up on your inhale. Exhale to relax into this stretch. You're going to feel some tension in your shoulders, your upper arms and biceps. Just going as far as your shoulders will let you go. Letting your head hang back. One more nice deep breath in. Maybe lift up a little higher. Exhale to slowly lower down with control. And then we're going to cross back at the ankles, come into an easy posture. We're going to do a few seated cat-cows on your own breath. So on every inhale, you're going to shine your heart forward, look up, chin towards the sky, shoulders releasing down to expand through your heart space. Exhale, chin to chest, round your spine. Inhale, moving along with your breath. Look up, stretch. Exhale, pull in, tuck in. Feel that nice stretch behind your neck at your upper spine. And just making this a moving meditation. On every exhale, pulling and tucking into your cat posture. Spine forward, lift your heart up towards the sky, lift your chin up. And just doing this for a few rounds of breath here. Like a moving meditation, not worrying too much about where I am on each breath, flowing more on your intuitive breath. Really dropping into your body here. And pausing here, sitting nice and tall, we're going to go into a few seated side stretches. So bringing either your right hand or forearm down. Left hand can reach up, stretch over to your right side. Keeping your shoulder nice and back. Switching sides here. Inhale to find length. Exhale, sink into your stretch. We're doing that 2 more times. Inhale, dropping down, reaching up. Exhale to release into the stretch. And switching sides. Just waking up our bodies so that we can move into this yoga practice safely. One more time on the other side. Coming back to center, and then we're just going to walk our fingertips forward. Again, staying nice and tall as far as you'd like. You're going to feel a nice release again in your hips. It may feel a little uncomfortable. Use your breaths as an advantage to really open up those spaces. As you're breathing here, just feeling for any spaces that can use a little more relief in your hips, and then focusing your intention on those spaces. Take nice deep breaths into those spaces. And coming up, we're going to extend our legs forward, go into a forward seated fold, keeping your toes nice and active, pointed up, keeping that length in your spine. Inhale to find length through your fingertips, sending energy up, lifting up and out of your waist, and then exhale to fold over. And just reaching for any part of your leg, not forcing a stretch. Maybe your shins, your feet, or even a block in front of your feet, depending on how you want to deepen this stretch. And never worrying about how far you go, because it always varies. No one stretch will ever look just alike. All of our constitutions are different, and we all have different schedules and do different things physically throughout the day, to where we can never really match another person's stretch. So really customize this to what feels great to you. And then coming up, crossing back at the ankles, but just for a moment, just so we can lean forward and come into a downward dog. So stepping your feet back, planting your hands in front of you, and rotating your forearms outward so that your thumbs are pointed toward the top of your mat. And you can, as they say, walk your dog just to release any tension behind your calves. Nice deep breaths in to release any tension and any spaces behind your legs. And then maybe bending your knees, send your hips a little bit higher for a nice high peak at your waist. Move your chest towards your knees. Let your head and shoulders sink down towards the mat, nice and heavy. And just finding a few rounds of breath here. And for any arm balancing postures, you don't want to really collapse too much onto your wrist. Find that nice upward current of energy. So you're more finding a lift through your waist here, a lift through your upper arms. On your next breath, floating your right leg nice and high into a nice three-legged dog here. And exhale your knee to your chest. Hover there just for a moment, and then stepping your foot between your hands, dropping your knee down, coming into a low lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms facing each other. Staying active all the way up through your fingertips, so nice strong arms, but shoulders relaxed down. Gazing forward to take just a breath here. And then exhale, sweep your hands, release them down, interlace them at your sacrum. Lift your heart up, look up. And then you want to feel like you're squeezing a ball between your thighs. We're going to lift up into a high lunge. This will take some control here. Remember those nice steady breaths to help you with your balance. Leaning forward, ground down through your back toes, ground down through your front leg to rise up into a high lunge. Bringing your head towards the inside of your right knee, lifting your hands away to stretch. And squeezing that energy in between your thighs to help you. Steady breaths. Taking one more round of breath here. Exhale, release your hands down. You can step your back foot in just a little bit. We're going to spin our back foot so that our front heel is aligned with the back arch of our foot, and stretch that front leg so we can go into our pyramid pose. Inhale for length. Exhale to release down. This is a posture where if you have blocks, you can use them to help you lessen the intensity of this stretch. And then rebending that front knee, we're going to come into a warrior one, sweeping your arms up, palms facing, staying here, breathing steady, and staying active through all parts of your body. You want to make sure your knee is stacked right above your ankle, keeping your core nice and strong, square to the front of your mat. Strengthening your core here to protect your lower back always. Nice and active through your arms, all the way up through your fingertips. Standing nice and strong in your warrior one, Vajrasana. Gazing forward and coming back to your breath. One more breath in. Exhale, warrior two. So your feet position is the same. You're just bringing your arms out to a T, facing the long side of the mat, but gazing over your front fingertips. And you're going to feel your knee want to move towards the big toe side of your foot, but try and keep it moving towards the pinky toe side. You'll feel a nice stretch in your thigh once you make that slight adjustment there. And make sure your left hip is staying back. That's going to want to move forward as well. Breathing here. Again, staying nice and active throughout your entire body. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. You can shorten your stance a bit more. Bring your left hand over to your left hip. And if you do have a block, you can place it just about a foot in front of you. Just make sure you're breathing nice and steady and staying active through your core to help you with your balance here. And if you fall out, no worries. You can just get right back in. So inhale, keep your hand on your left hip. Right hand can reach about 1 foot in front of you. Keep your gaze up. Float your left leg back, and then you can either stay here or you can go into a full half moon here by extending your left hand up and facing forward. Breathe steady. And then you're going to go ahead and bring your knee towards your chin. Face the front of your mat, bring both hands down to the top of your mat, and then drop your left foot down into a forward fold. And deepening this forward fold however you'd like. You can look left, right, up and down, or interlace your hands at the nape of your neck, maybe swaying side to side. And then we're going to go through our Chaturanga Dandasana, our first flow. So planting both hands at the top of your mat, shoulders width distance apart, stepping back into a high plank pose, push-up position, and slowly with control, elbows hugging in, all the way down to your belly. Feel your chest up, look up into Cobra, or if you're going into Upward Dog, your thighs are lifted off of your mat, and you're finding that lift up through your heart center. Exhale to stretch back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, Downward Dog. And just surrendering to the stillness here for a moment, finding your breath. And we're just going to repeat that same sequence, but on our left side. One more breath here. And then inhale, floating your left leg nice and high into that three-legged dog. Reaching up. Exhale, knee to chest, hovering there just a bit to step your foot forward in between your hands, dropping your back knee to rise up into a low lunge. Arms sweeping up, palms facing. Forearms spinning in, so your pinkies are facing forward. Nice strong arms, shoulders melted down, and breathing here. And then finding our way into our high lunge. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, sweep your hands at your sacrum, your lower back, interlacing your fingers, maybe with the other pinky on top. Squeezing that ball of energy in between your thighs, grounding down through your back toes, grounding down through that front foot. Lean forward and breathe in. Lift up. High lunge. Breathe in here for a moment and exhale to release down to the inside of your left knee while raising your fist up behind you, away from your lower back. And you can shorten your stance if you'd like, if that helps you. And just breathing through it. Use those nice deep belly breaths to help you stay here for just a moment longer. You've got this. Inhale, lift your hands a little bit further up before exhaling them down to the outsides of your feet, of your left foot. And taking a breath before straightening that front leg, find length in your spine. Exhale to fold over in pyramid pose. Breathing through it, breathing into any spaces in your calves behind your thigh that could use a little release. One more breath here before spinning your back foot to align your front heel to the arch of your back foot, rebending that front knee to rise up, warrior one. Arms sweeping up, palms facing. Checking in with each part of your body, making sure it's staying nice and active. Keeping your hips squared to the front of the mat. One more breath here, and then on your exhale, opening up into Vajrasana 2. So arms out to a T. Your hips are now facing the long side of your mat. Checking in with that front knee, making sure it's moving toward the pinky toe side of your foot while keeping this right hip nice and open. lifting up through your chest. Taking another breath from here, we're going to find our half moon pose. So straightening that front leg, maybe shortening your stance, bringing your right hand to your right hip. Left hand can reach for a block or the front of your mat about a foot in front of you, or you're putting that block about a foot in front of you. Grounding down through that left foot, float your right leg up behind you. Find stability through that left hand, through that left foot. Nice length in your spine, and you can stay here or open your heart out into a half moon. So right hand is reaching up towards the sky, finding that lift. Breathing through it. And then floating your right hand back down to the mat, bring your knee to your chin. And then dropping your right foot down into your fold. Again, deepening the stretch however you'd like, maybe hooking onto your elbows, rocking side to side, maybe stepping onto your hands. Explore the stretch however way you'd like. Doing whatever feels nice to you here. Maybe come into a half lift on your inhale, and that's just to find a deeper fold. Lead with your chest, back into your fold. Nice reversal, releasing posture for your legs from our warrior variations. And then we're going to find our flow here. So coming up for a half lift first, planting your hands and either stepping or lightly hopping back into your push-up position, your high plank pose, and slowly lowering with control. One breath, one movement. Inhaling upward dog or cobra, exhaling back. Meeting in downward dog whenever you get there, at your own pace. And when you do get there, coming back to your breath. And just always remembering to have grace for yourself. If you need to drop down onto your knees into your child's pose, that is the beauty of an at-home practice. Even in studio practice, you're always welcome to take a rest. Your body is the real leader of this practice. Just taking a few breaths here. And now on our next breath, we're going to find Vrikshasana tree pose. So stepping forward into your fold. And just staying here just for a moment before grounding down through both feet. Bend your knees, slowly rise up each vertebra. Slowly sweeping your arms up. Reaching up towards the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center. I'm just turning to face this side so you have a better view of our tree pose. Bring Anjali Mudra to your heart center. We're going to start grounding through our right foot first. So you want to feel like there are tree roots latching onto the ground underneath you. Become nice and light on your left foot to either plant it onto your inner shin or inner thigh, below or above your knee. Choose a point in front of you that's unmoving to help you with your balance. Remember your breath. Just staying here for a full breath cycle. And then inhale, adding arms here, sweeping them up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale, sweeping your arms out and up. This time spreading your fingers out wide like branches of a tree. You can stay into this tree pose, or you can test your balance, you can test your strength. You can make this a little more fitness based. And start to crescent your arms like a bending tree. Keep that focus in front of you on that unmoving point. Activate through your core and breathe. One more breath cycle wherever you are. Coming back to center, releasing that left foot down, shaking it out, maybe coming onto your toes, just releasing any tension behind your legs. And if you did fall out, that is just a little reminder to smile at yourself. And then we're going to just balance out the right and left hemispheres of our brain by focusing our balance on our left side this time, grounding down, rooting down through that left foot, become nice and light on your right leg so that we can bring it to our shin or thigh, pray our hands to our heart center, finding that point in front of us that's not moving, strengthening your core. Inhale, come into your tree pose. Just staying here for a full breath cycle in stillness, rooting down through that left foot, but nice and strong. And inhale, adding arms, moving along with your breath, so slow, steady, and with control. You can stretch up if you'd like, before exhaling, hands to your heart. One more time with control, slow and steady. Inhale. Palms meeting at the top and then opening out like branches of a tree. And again, you have your option to stay here, to take a few breaths here, or come into a bending tree, crescenting your arms over to your right side. Root down through that left foot, strengthen that core, focus on your breath. My tree is a little windy. It's a little shaky here on my left side. One more breath, you can do it. Exhale to release. Great job, Felix. You did great. Great job. Release your right foot down. You can shake it out. Come onto your toes. Just shake out any tension. And then we're going to make our way back down, rounding down through both feet. Bend your knees, stretch up, maybe come onto your toes, find length. Hinge from your hips, long spine into your fold. Releasing down, you deserve this rest. Just taking a few breaths here to soften, to find stillness. Doing whatever else feels nice. From here, we're going to find our flow. So inhale for a half lift, hands onto shins, planting both hands down. Again, hopping or walking back to flow. Chaturanga, one breath, one movement. Your knees can be up or down. Exhale, send your hips back. And then we're just going to, from here, we're going to go into our side plank. It's always important to strengthen your core in your yoga practices. It helps you protect your lower back for any standing postures. And just if you're on your feet all day. So first inhaling into your high push-up position, high plank pose, and then we're going to bring our left hand center and bring our feet together, roll off onto the pinky toe side of your left foot, and right hand can reach up. And it's up to you if you'd like to modify this posture. If you need a little more of a rest today, drop your knee down, or you can bring your right foot in front of you. Finding that upward current of energy, that Hasta Bandha, all the way up through your right hand so you're not collapsing onto your wrist. You're gazing forward, breathing through it. If you want to intensify this posture, you can come into a tree variation by bringing the sole of your foot onto your thigh and reaching forward. It gets really intense here, so I'm going to go back into my side plank. Wherever you are, you're doing great. Go ahead and take one more full breath cycle here. Equal exhale. And then you can step your right foot back, open up into Wild Thing. Just stretching that front side of your body. Float your right hand down. And then you can go back into your downward dog, or you can get into a child's pose, whatever feels best for you. It's always great to challenge yourself physically in your yoga practices, but you also want this to be a nice, pleasurable experience for yourself. A nice, loving practice for yourself. Then we're going to get into that side plank on our right side. So bring your right hand center, feet together, roll up onto the pinky toe side of your right foot, and reach up through your left hand. Finding that nice lift, gazing forward, and again, modifying it however you'd like. If you're feeling adventurous today, you can come into that tree variation side plank. And one side may even be easier for you than the other. This side is actually easier to stay in. It is my dominant side, my right side. One more breath, you got this. Step your left foot back, come into Wild Thing. Stretch out that front side of your body, let it feel good. And then you can come into a downward dog or a child's pose to rest, to stretch out your arms. I'm going to get into my child's pose here. Those postures may have made it a little tense on your neck, so you can, if you're in your child's pose, rock your head side to side, massaging between your eyebrows, or if in your downward dog, you can shake your head out while letting it hang nice and heavy, just to release any tension in your neck. And just a nice reversal posture for all parts of our body actually, but we're mainly doing this for our arms and our core. It does stretch out your legs as well and your glutes. We're going to go into puppy dog pose, so stacking your hips above your knees, maybe first coming into your tabletop posture, and then you're going to step your hands forward about a foot and lead down with your chest, coming onto your forehead, and just breathing. Really feel that nice expansion in your heart space, in your upper arms. Feel that stretch in your belly. And moving your tailbone towards the back of the mat, so you're trying not to arch your back here. Keeping your tailbone nice and tucked, moving towards your feet. Making your way back into your downward dog, however you'd like to get there. I'm just going to go straight into my downward dog. Taking a few breaths here. We're going to start quieting down, moving towards the end of our practice. From here, we're finding Ekapada Rajak Pottasana, one-legged pigeon pose. So float your right leg nice and high, this time bending at the knee. And just rotating your leg one direction, maybe the opposite direction, just opening up at the hips here. And then straightening your leg to bring your knee to your chest. And laying your knee down in that position, either staying there or opening your right leg out into a figure 4. We're trying to bring our right ankle to our left wrist and not forcing it there, so just going as far as you feel a nice stretch. And we want to stay nice and balanced on both hips. You should never feel any pain in your knee. There are no knee stretches in yoga, but you might feel slight discomfort in your hips. And what you want to do is take nice, deep, empowering breaths in those spaces. And you can stay up here, or if you make your way down, first inhale to rise up, shine your heart up, and then come down either onto your forearms or onto your forehead, or you can put a prop beneath your forehead. Wherever you decide to take this posture, you want to make sure that you are comfortable where you are, taking nice deep breaths. If it's a little hard for you to get into those very vital deep breaths, you may want to back up a little bit from deepening this posture, maybe getting onto a prop, just so you can fully relax here, sink down here. Go ahead and stay one more breath here. Equal exhale before making your way back up. Tucking your back toes so that you can send your right leg back up into your three-legged dog. Exhale it down into your downward dog. Before breathing in, to float your left leg up nice and high, and then bending that knee, stacking your hips to rotate in one direction, the opposite direction, loosening up those hip joints. And then knee to chest, either laying it down there or bringing your left foot out towards your right wrist as far as you can go, not forcing the stretch. Just feeling a nice, relieving stretch that will help you advance at where you are in your practice. And again, keeping that focus onto your hips, making sure one is not going higher than the other. Untucking your toes, either staying up here, supporting yourself through your hands, or lifting up before making your way back down, keeping that long spine, either onto your forearms. And again, just finding that nice sweet space where you can really sink into the stretch, really find release, really find peace and stillness. Just staying here for a few breaths and I'll come back to you. Inhale to make your way back up into your downward dog, however you'd like. Tucking in your back toes to send that left leg nice and high. And then exhaling either into a plank pose to flow, to go through that final flow of this practice, or straight into down dog. Last downward dog of this class, so doing whatever else feels nice to you here. Maybe bicycling those legs, even moving your shoulders forward and back to sort of lubricate those shoulders, get them nice and loose and stretched. meeting in downward dog whenever you get there. And then exhaling, we're going to come into a tabletop posture. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. From here, we're actually just going to go through a few rounds of our standard cat-cows. So on every inhale, drop your belly, shine your heart forward through the gates of your arms, look up, stretch up into cow. Exhale, tuck in your tailbone, chin to chest. Cat posture. One breath, one movement, slow and steady. Just moving along with your own breath. Maybe staying here 2 more breath cycles. Moving slow and intentional. Last cat posture here before we straighten our spine. And then we're just going to do a few tabletop twists here to get that nice final detoxifying effect from our practice. Inhale, stretch your right hand up nice and high. Then you're going to thread the needle, thread it under your left arm, rest onto your right ear. Keep your hips nice and square to the front of the mat. And your left hand can go to the top of your mat, or you can place it onto your lower back, or you can find a bind, hooking it onto your right hip. And just allowing yourself to stretch here, let your body naturally detoxify itself, which is the beautiful thing about any twisting postures. When you come into your twist, your body massages the organs at your sides. A natural detoxification process. And just breathing here, maybe exploring it, finding out what feels best for you. You can take your twist further by extending your left leg back. You want to keep your left hand towards the top of your mat. Keep your hips nice and squared. If your left hip goes up too high, you may flip over. And if you do, no worries. Shake it off. Get right back in. And then we're going to reverse that twist here. Ground down through that left hand. Send your right hand back up toward the sky. Then down to your mat. Left hand can reach up. Find that length before finding that figure four. Rest onto your left ear. And again, just modifying this twist to your liking. Right hand can reach forward, or you can place it onto your lower back, or hook it into your left hip crease for a bind. Or you can take the twist deeper by stepping your right foot back, but you want to again keep your right hand toward the top of your mat and keep those hips squared and leveled. Wherever you take this posture, just taking a few deep breaths here. And try not to scrunch your neck here. You want to feel a nice extension in your neck. So maybe just making your slight adjustments to help you there. Taking one more full round of breath here. Exhale your right hand down to the mat if it's not there already. And then sending your left hand up to reverse that stretch, reverse that twist. Bring it back down to your mat, and we're actually going to move into our final posture of this class, Balasana, extended child's pose. So sitting onto our heels, extending our hands forward, and resting our forehead onto the mat. And then we're just going to rest here for a few breaths, let our body quiet down and naturally restore itself in stillness. So quieting your mind, quieting your body, quieting your breath, maybe offering gratitude to your mind, your body, and your breath while you're in this posture. Just taking a few moments here, and I'll come right back to you. This is sort of our Shavasana for this practice. When you're ready, you're going to make your way back up. Slowly blinking open your eyes, making your way back up into Vajrasana Thunderbolt pose, sitting onto your heels. Or you can stay into your child's pose if you'd like. I'm going to finish off our practice with a quote. This is actually by Unknown. I can't remember who this is from. I just noted it down because I really liked it. My life reflects the levels of actions and words that I speak. Today, I am transforming my life to express my higher good through energizing, healing words and actions. And I hope that just inspires you to move through your day today with more intentional actions and words to help lead more with your highest self. Bring loving prayer hands to your heart center. You can bring yourself back to your intention that you set at the beginning of this practice if you'd like. The divinity, the soul, the spirit within me sees and loves the divinity, the soul within you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me in this practice. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me and to do something that is loving to yourself. Give me a like if you enjoyed this practice. I just put up my first mini vlog last week. If you wanted to go back and check that out, it's on contrast therapy. Subscribe to be notified for future practices. I love you. Bye. Oh my gosh. I can't.